When it looked like Caitlin Clark has landed a huge win against the...
Okay, let's talk about Kathy Engelbert, because she absolutely didn't see this coming. The WNBA's whole everything is fine act? Yeah, that just exploded right in her face. Caitlin Clark didn't just dominate on the court. She may have also come out victorious in a major off-court battle. The same league that tried to quietly sweep the assault incident under the rug? Well, guess what? Karma's serving overtime, and it's delicious.so who completely fumbled this mess was. The league or the players? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this, my friends, is a masterclass in how damage control can go spectacularly wrong.
Feel as if Erin Kane and their company hasn't been standing up for Caitlin when it comes to her getting off the ball, when it comes to referees, when it comes to the disrespect from players and the league, and the way Kathy sneaked this in, and all these said things that is steady.
Let's be totally honest here. If there were Olympic medals for pretending nothing ever happened, Kathy Engelbert and the WNBA would have swept the gold. Remember when Caitlin Clark got shoved? No, actually, butter checked, like a linebacker in the NFL. The league tried to play it off like it was just another Tuesday. The refs suddenly forgot their whistles. Commentators somehow missed the replays. And the WNBA's official social media, completely silent. You could practically hear the PR team whispering, just ignore it. Maybe if we don't talk about it, everyone will forget. But here's the kicker, people absolutely did not forget. Fans flooded social media. ESPN anchors couldn't avoid the topic. Even casual viewers were asking, wait, why isn't anyone saying a single word about this? Because when a rookie, who, by the way, is single-handedly boosting your TV ratings by 300%, gets basically assaulted on national television, you don't just play the move on card. But Engelbert did. For weeks, the WNBA circled the wagons and went full defense mode. Players started calling fans haters. Reporters who asked real questions got locked out of locker rooms, and Caitlin? She stayed silent. No drama. No posts. She just kept showing up, dropping points, and acting like the league's silence didn't bother her one bit. And that's when things got scary for the WNBA. Because silence becomes powerful when you're consistently winning. Caitlin kept winning. Every interview, every roaring crowd, every rating spike. She became the undeniable story the league couldn't control. The same media that once ignored her fans suddenly couldn't get enough of her.
And Caitlin Clark are talking to the official. They're both going at it saying, hey.
Then came the real twist, courtesy of the Wall Street Journal. Reports started leaking that Clark's team had been in talks with legal advisors after the infamous clip went viral again. This time, pulling in millions of views. And people weren't debating anymore. They were calling it what it was, assault. Once that word entered the conversation, everything changed. This wasn't a sports debate anymore. It was a workplace safety issue, a PR nightmare wrapped in a ticking legal time bomb. And Kathy Engelbert, for all her polished corporate calm, started feeling the heat. Sponsors, the ones writing the big checks, wanted answers. Fast. They didn't sign multi-million-dollar deals to have their brands tied to a league that looked like a brawl highlight reel. And suddenly, out of nowhere, an official review appeared. The same one that magically didn't exist 3 weeks earlier. The WNBA announced that proper measures had been taken and that sportsmanship is a priority, which, let's be real, is corporate code for, we're not actually doing anything, but please stop talking about this. But the fans didn't stop. The media didn't stop. And Clark's camp definitely didn't stop. Behind the scenes, her team started pushing back, quietly but firmly. They demanded actual protection from targeted contact and insisted the league enforce its own rulebook. Sponsors began sending concern letters. Networks started asking about safety clauses in their contracts. Suddenly, the WNBA faced a brutal choice: admit they'd ignored a serious issue or pretend they'd been proactive all along. Guess which one they chose? Oh yeah, we've been on top of this from day one. Sure you have, but this time, Caitlin had something far stronger than PR spin. She had the crowd.
President of the United States himself. Somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it. But the one thing I will not do is take credit for this. I am looking at the wall.
And with the crowd now firmly on her side, everything shifted. Everywhere she played, Fans chanted her name. Opposing teams got booed whenever they played deity. Clips went viral. The media, which once hesitated to call out favoritism, suddenly flipped the script. Why is the league protecting aggressors instead of its biggest star? Why does it take massive public outrage for Engelbert to act? Then came the headline that broke the internet. Caitlin Clark wins league review of WNBA player conduct rules after public backlash. This wasn't just about an apology or suspension. It was about forcing the WNBA to publicly admit that Clark was right all along. For months, they treated her like a PR inconvenience. And now, they were literally revising the rulebook because of her. Engelbert had to stand at the podium, pretending it was all part of some commitment to fairness. Translation: yeah, we messed up, and now we're cleaning it up before it hits court documents. It's almost poetic. The same commissioner who tried to downplay the Caitlin Clark effect ended up getting schooled by it publicly. Because let's face it, if Caitlin weren't Caitlin, none of this would have happened. She brings too much money, too many fans, and too many eyeballs for the league to ignore. And Engelbert knows it. That's why she's suddenly been bending over backward in interviews, calling Caitlin a transformative player and vital to the league's growth. Yeah, funny how that happens when the lawyers start calling.
Instead of protecting its transformative star, the league's leadership ignores the relentless targeting of Ms. Clark, treating its greatest asset as if she were a PR headache.
But here's where it gets deeper. This incident didn't just divide fans, it started splitting the players. Too. Some of Clark's teammates quietly defended her, saying the hate had gone too far. Others blamed media hype for the tension. But the energy shifted. Locker rooms weren't united under the anti-hype banner anymore. Caitlin's professionalism started winning people over. She didn't post drama. She didn't throw shade. She just kept showing up and outperforming the noise. Engelbert eventually realized Caitlin's quiet strength had more power than the entire WNBA press team combined. The league thought the story would fade after a few weak statements. Instead, it spiraled into a full-blown reckoning for Engelbert's leadership. Even former NBA stars like Charles Barkley and Stephen A. Smith called her out, because if someone shoved LeBron like that, there'd be fines, suspensions, and headlines for days. But for Caitlin, crickets. The more she won, the worse Engelbert looked. Because nothing exposes poor leadership faster than a player succeeding in spite of it. Caitlin's calm composure made her look grounded and mature. While the league looked like a circus, she was forced to clean up after .b. By the time the WNBA finally updated its conduct rules, it was too late. Fans had already decided the truth. Caitlin Clark got assaulted. The league ignored it, and only acted when money was on the line. That's not growth, that's desperation. Sponsors noticed. Brands like Nike, Gatorade, and Wilson started questioning whether they wanted their logos tied to a league that couldn't protect its stars. That's when the real pressure began. Because in modern sports, sponsors have more power than commissioners. So when Engelbert suddenly appeared in a press release praising Caitlin's professionalism, it wasn't about morals, it was about money. Still, Caitlin handled it all better than anyone could have imagined. In her latest interview, she laughed about once feeling nervous before games, saying she now feels exactly where she's supposed to be. She wasn't just talking about basketball. She was talking about control. Because ironically, Engelbert's biggest mistake gave Caitlin her biggest strength: power. Every ignored foul, every awkward press conference, it all made her more beloved, more respected, more unstoppable. Even her critics have gone silent. Now, the WNBA faces something it's never had before: accountability. The fans, not the commissioner, are shaping the league's direction. Engelbert thought she was dealing with just another rising star. She didn't realize she was dealing with a turning point, and now, every time a WNBA player steps on the court, they are playing in a league Caitlin Clark forced to evolve, one that finally has to care about fairness, visibility, and accountability. Kathy Engelbert lost control the moment she underestimated the fans, because you can't silence the people who pay the bills. And you can't bury a story when the whole internet is watching. Caitlin didn't need to yell. She didn't need to sue. She didn't need to post. She just needed to keep playing. And somehow, that quiet strength embarrassed an entire league offers into action. So yeah, instant regret might be putting it lightly. Engelbert didn't just underestimate Caitlin Clark. She underestimated the intelligence, loyalty, and passion of her fans, and now every carefully scripted PR line, every the league values fairness statement, sound hollow next to Caitlyn's calm voice saying, "I'm happy with where I am. I worked for this." That's not just confidence, that complete control. And it's something the WNBA Commissioner will never have again. So what do you think? Did Kathy Engelbert finally realize she can't silence her fans? Or will the league try another desperate PR stunt next season?